PMP. I think PMP is very advanced, and it's not only for graduate engineers. I think it's also for like even the professional engineers. So engineer, recently I think I saw like the interview you had. Was it the Peak Point Consulting?
Yeah, Big Point
Yeah,
Consulting.
yeah. And recently you got your PMP certification. And congratulations, are another engineer. So please tell us, what is PMP? Because we just see that on engineers' titles on LinkedIn. What is it? What is PMP?
Okay, PMP is a certification offered by PMI. PMI is a worldwide organization which certifies various courses, and the PMP is one of them. PMP in full is a project management professional. So it's a certification to show that your credibility in in carrying out project management. So as an engineer, you realize that basically our work is to deal with projects. So you design, you deploy, then you commission. So for you to be good in doing that, you need some project management knowledge. So I thought the best way to get a project management knowledge, instead going for a master's in project management,
Mm-hmm.
I can do a certification which takes a shorter period than the master's program. So the project management professional course, it's a certification, offers you the background or the knowledge which you need to carry out a project through its life cycle. So it's a good certification, and I think currently the economy we are moving to is
Mm-hmm.
projects. Everything you are doing, be it medical, be it procurement, organizations are moving into project since it's easier to run programs in form of a project. It gives it's a way of running things the right way.
Okay. So engineer, what happened? Like, what is this thing that happened that you felt, PMP was the solution? Were you having trouble with like your current role? Did you have a project management role? What is it that prompted you to take this certification?
Okay, what actually prompted me? I've been thinking about the PMP course for some time.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually thought it off in 2018, but I could not have registered for it because it also requires you to handle projects for a minimum of 3 years for you to
Okay.
take the certification. So the certification is as I told you, and certification is showing your credibility in offering
Mm-hmm.
the services. So for you to show that I know how to manage projects, or I have experience in project management, then you will need something that shows you are good in, or you do project management. So after during my work in public State Department for Public Works, we usually dealt with mega projects. So after 3 years, that's when I thought I should get this project management
Mm-hmm.
to to cement my skills more in
Yeah.
the project. Yeah, there's a lot of things you learn during the course, which are critical in your management of projects.
Awesome. And actually, that forms the question I wanted to ask you next. Like, you really get like hard skills from the course. You really get like skills that you can apply in project management from the certification. Because from what I get is it's just an examination, but there's also I think training offered before the examination.
Yeah. The training, like my training I did with Peak Point Consulting.
Yeah.
You needed to have that 5 hours training. That's one of the requirements for you to do the examination. And the training is more of a practical based training. It's not like a school curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you get a practical experience for the trainers. The trainers they must be certified also by PMI. the organization offering the certification. So once you get the training from the certified trainers, that's when you can go for the exam. So you have to take a 35-hour training course before you go for the exam.
Okay. So engineer, you did the PMP examination and you're able to pass the examination at your first attempt, which is not always the case for everyone. So what can you say, like some of the tips that someone can take to be able to pass, the examination the first attempt? Because I don't think someone would want to, do it over and over again. What
Actually, it costs some amount of money.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be sure when you are going to sit for the exam. You don't want to fail and you waste your registration fee.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing is to enroll in the training where you get trained by the certified trainers.
Yeah.
For Peak Point Consulting, the reason I choose Peak Point Consulting, one of the trainers is an electrical engineer.
Yeah.
So it was easier for me to relate when he explains the practical experience since we're in the same field. So I will be able to relate the knowledge and the practical training being offered. So for you to pass PMP, or as we said earlier, you need to be intentional in anything you are doing. So PMPs, it seems to be, it's not an easy exam, I can say. It's a tricky exam. If you are not careful, you can easily, if you underestimate it, you can easily fail. So the best thing is to enroll for training. And also you have to go with a new mindset, because when you take PMP, you realize that things you thought were normal, it's not normal anymore. So you have to learn and unlearn for you to pass PMP. There are so many things which you learn during the training that is your way of thinking and the mindsets.
Interesting, because I wanted to ask you next if PMP has made you a better engineer and project manager, and I think you've already said it.
Then there's so many things the class is usually interesting. When you join the program is when you realize there's some things I thought were being done the right way, but now that's not the way you are supposed to do them. So PMP gives you, I can say it's a new way of doing things, and it makes your life easier as a project manager.
Interesting. And I think this is something that engineers should think about doing, those who have not done it yet, because a few years after your engineering, after when you start working out here, you meet projects and you realize it's so much beyond design and supervision. For it to be like completed, the project itself, they need to be like, you need to have like the project management skills as an engineer. So I think that is something that would be recommended for every engineer.
Actually, to add on, I for the engineers who are working in the field to be a witness. Actually, design is easier. The hard part is managing a project. Managing a project is not easier. Design, you realize that design is easier than management. Managing and see it's successive, it's not an easier task.
For sure. So this is like something that you would recommend for an engineer once they start, doing the managing projects. It's something that can make their lives easy and help them do their job better. Okay. Thank you so much, engineer. Is there anything else you'd like to add about PMP?
I think PMP is not only for engineers. When I was doing the PMP, I felt that anyone who wants to excel in his or her career, it's not basically PMP. When you do it, you realize it's not about more of project management. It's a way of working. It's more of how you are supposed to relate with people, how you are supposed to handle crisis. It's more of a, can say, a management leadership, more of a leadership management training.
Yeah.
So it goes beyond the project management. If you want to have in any, doesn't need to be an engineer. You can be a doctor. You can be a nurse. You can be any. I felt like it's one of the course. If you want to venture into career growth, you
Yeah.
should have it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, thank you very much, engineer, for the many valuable insights we've had today. Thank you for informing the engineers. It's very important that when you get the knowledge, don't let it be a problem, but when you get it, it's very important that you take action. Thank you so much, engineer, for joining us today.
You are welcome. Actually, I've never done an interview before. So sorry if I may have miscommunicated, but I think it's a learning process, and with time we get better in doing a face-to-face interview.
You actually did well. You actually did really great.
Thank you.
Thank you, engineer.